Good. Man, so the man, the myth, the legend, Chris Bryant. How you doing this morning?
I'm pretty good, man. How you doing yourself?
Can't complain. It's tough to catch up with you, but I know that's because you are a man of many hats. So
If you want to say that.
yeah. Well, it's pretty much true. Can you tell me what a typical day in the life of Chris Bryant is with all the different hats you have to put on each day?
Well, first and foremost, my day starts off reminding myself that I got two little kids running around here at full speed. So that's a blessing in itself, just to know that that's my first and foremost responsibility. So it starts off with that every day. And, I'm opening this new building now here in Arlington, Texas, which is a new performing arts center. So that's a, you know, multi-million dollar building right in the entertainment district by the Cowboy Stadium and, Texas Rangers and everything. So it's gonna be a pretty busy happening spot, once we open within a few weeks or so. So I'm the director of that facility. So I'm doing that on top of, being the president of, a commission here in my hometown. And of course, all the other endeavors that I'm doing on the side as well. So it keeps me pretty busy, but balance is key in my life. So there's a lot of things, especially 2020, hitting us like it has. There's a lot of things going on that you really have to prioritize. So that's really been my focus for each and every day this year.
Yeah, man. Like you hit on 2020, and it's been a beast. This year's been
Yes, it
crazy.
has.
But
Yes.
even in that, you've still been able to achieve. You've still been able to maintain a level of excellence. So, what's been your mindset and just going out and achieving in the midst of everything that's been going on this year in 2020?
Well, the main thing I keep telling myself is this is just a fleeting moment in time. In the grand scheme of things, 2020 is a horrible 12 months, 365 days of nonstop turmoil, surprises, unpleasantries, and so forth. But knowing that 2020 is going to pass, I mean, literally, I mean, talking, like relatively speaking, within the next couple of weeks, we're going into
Right.
another year. I know that's symbolic as far as, starting a new year, but I think we all kind of need that change.
Right.
So really keep telling myself, better days are coming and just planning ahead for that. Not planning like this is going to be the status quo and the norm, but knowing that things are going to change eventually and looking forward to that really keeps me going forward.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I like that symbolicism. It's. I know it's just supposedly a number. Like we're just, but I
Exactly.
think you're right. The symbolicism of this thing does. It's probably cathartic. It's going to be cathartic for a
Yes,
lot of us.
definitely.
So, I mean, with everything you've been doing, director, father, president of a commission, with all of this that you've been doing, it's put you in the midst of some pretty influential people. But
Yes, sir.
the thing I've noticed about you is that you never let that stop you from stating your opinion. Speaking out on issues, whether it's social justice issues or whatever it
Yep.
is, whatever you feel is important. You didn't decide to get in front of the people that were influential and then keep silent or start being something that you weren't in private.
Yes.
Why is that?
Well, the way I see it, no matter what position you have, no matter where you are career wise or in any endeavors that you should never diminish who you are, what you believe in, just because of somebody else's status. I mean, whether it's a celebrity that I work with, or whether it's a recording artist, or if it's the owner of a professional sports team, whoever it is. Yes, in the eyes of society, they've reached this level that we all dream to attain. We all dream to get to this level. But just because they got to that level, I mean, what I found out is number one, a lot of them don't see themselves as being what the media portrays them as. They're just still down to earth people. I mean, sometimes every once in a while you get those who really think that they're, God's gift to the world. But
Yeah, yeah,
but for the whole, the consensus is most of them are just, regular people who really achieve their dreams. So and I can really get with that.
yeah.
But in regards to me changing who I am, speaking on social justice, injustice and so forth, I mean, if I see it, I speak against it. And what I found is people, especially in today's world, in the world of, everyone on Facebook has a perfect life, in the world of the selfies, and the world of people want to be, proposing, no, perpetuating who they are because it's for sake of vanity. People really like genuine people. So, I mean, if you're scared to speak your mind and who you are and speak what you believe in and speak in what you believe is unfair and unjust, that a lot of times you never get your voice heard. So I just really feel that the position that I'm in right now has really benefited me because I get a chance to speak to people that hopefully in the future they will take that message for change because of
Mm,
their status. So it kind of
that's
works hand in
powerful.
hand together.
Yeah, I love that, man. So the fact of the matter is, kind of like the people that that you're around, you
Yeah,
reached a level of success to where, another 4 years of Donald Trump or another 4 years of the status quo probably
yeah,
wouldn't have affected you as much. As a matter of fact,
yeah.
it might, with the tax plan might actually benefit you. So why did you feel it was important for you to stand up and speak out just as much as it was for someone who would be more, have a more detrimental effect on them another 4 years of what we've had?
Well, not to be cliche, but wrong is wrong. I mean, I don't care, what tax bracket somebody's in. I don't care what level they've achieved career wise. I mean, wrong is wrong. And I mean, I'm looking out for the future, not for myself, but for my children. I have a 5-year-old and 8-month-old, and I'm looking out for their future. And the things that we do now, and the policies and the things put in place now, is going to affect them in the future. And I want a safe world for them. And I think that as a human being, number one, I mean, who wants to live in a world of turmoil and stress and strife and hate and racism? Who wants to live in that world? So I think that each of us, I know this is going to sound really like a we are the world kind of mantra here, but seriously,
You can need
we
whatever.
each we each need to do something to make a change in the world.
Right.
And even if it seems insignificant to me or anyone else, it really does make a big impact because that person that you're speaking against or for or speaking up for, I mean, they can be the next Donald Trump. Or not change that, scratch
Yeah.
that. I mean, president. No more
Yeah.
Donald Trumps.
Right.
they
Right.
can be
Right.
they,
That's
they
totally
can be the
smart.
next president. Yeah, they can be the next person who's going to be in a position that can cause change, and we never know. I mean, we never know. I mean, for example, Barack Obama. I mean, he was first black president. We never know. He met somebody way down the line that said, you know what, you can be anything you want to be, and he took that to heart.
Mm,
So you never know.
that's good.
Our children coming up and now, we want the best for them. So let's create the best world for them by speaking our mind and making sure that we're kind of trying to right some wrongs for them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So
And I have to
anyone listen,
stress, I have to
what's
stress,
that?
no more Donald Trumps. I have to
Yeah,
stress
no, no,
that.
no. We can't handle like the environment, the world, like nobody can. We can't.
Sanity.
Yeah, exactly. Mental peace, all that stuff.
Not at all. Yes.
Yeah, but so like anyone listening to this right now.
Yeah.
So, what would you say is the importance of people staying connected to the roots? Because anyone could, come up, achieve some success,
Hmm.
and just disassociate or distance themselves from their beginnings and
Yeah.
the life that got them to where they are. So, what would you say to someone in terms of like the importance of staying connected to the roots and where they came from?
Well, just stay grounded mentally and realize that you are where you are because of your past. I mean, I know a lot of times we get to a place and we want to forget. Sometimes our past is kind of hurtful, and some people are embarrassed of their past. They're embarrassed of the fact that they come from, like me, for example. I come from poverty. I come from a position nobody wants to say, "Hey, I want to live that life," so later down the road I can achieve. I mean, what you are, who you were in the past, and who you were growing up, it really makes you who you are. So never forget that because honestly, 9 times out of 10, the majority of the people are coming from those same situations. We're not all born with silver spoons. We're all born in some situation that may not be favorable. Yes, have a loving family. Yes, have food on the table and so forth. But as far as like seeing our families be at a certain status level, a lot of us don't have that. I mean, I didn't. But with that being said, knowing that I come from that, it keeps me grateful. It keeps me humble. It keeps me knowing that I'm thankful for where I am now. And that lets me know that I can be even greater than this and not lose my doggone mind because,
Yeah,
you know, if I'm saying if, but when I become a millionaire, I'm not going to lose my mind and say, well, screw everybody else, because that's not me. I mean,
yeah,
that doesn't serve a purpose for anybody. So yeah, so it's really just about knowing that you weren't born this way. You worked hard to get here, but your past really does keep you grounded and humble. So I'll never forget where I came from.
that's dope, man. I love that. That's
Yes,
good.
sir.
So I guess now changing gears, going back to when you mentioned symbolicism,
Yes.
2021, in terms of things changing. So I know there's a symbolic, well, there's definitely going to be practical implications for Trump, us getting to say bye to Trump, his
Yeah.
administration leaving out. and the Biden-Harris administration coming in. But what do you
Yeah.
think that means, this transition? What do you think that's going to mean, like, for the spirit of the country?
Yes. A majority of people really are longing for change. I know that. I mean, I really have belief in humanity and belief in this country that we're not all what Trump and his administration say that we are. And all the people they see on TV, saying, lock them up and stop the steal and all this stuff. I mean, in the grand scheme of the nation, that's a small majority. And yes, 74 million people voted for him. But then again, I really believe some people just vote on party lines. I mean, people think they were born Republican and Democrat, which is the craziest thing in the world. I think that you have to stay with that, how you're born. But out of the 74 million people, we have 330 million in this country. So do the math there. So
That's
that's
true.
still saying a majority of the people still want change. Now, unfortunately, we live in a society, a cancel world, a cancel society, that you say something that the majority doesn't believe in, or the contingency of people don't want to like support, then they cast you out. And people they're really scared of being like the social pariah, where they don't have a chance to be a part of the crowd. So they don't say anything. I don't care. My point is this.
Yeah.
I really believe that this nation, once this administration is out, then we're going to see those people who are unfortunately scared to say anything. No, in this current administration, they're going to start speaking up, saying, "I'm glad that he's gone." We're seeing that with the Republicans now. Now they're stepping up as we're getting closer to January 20th, because I think it's very what's the best word for this? Cowardly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, we call a spade a spade. I mean,
Yeah.
it really is cowardly to now say that after 4 years, now you're
Right.
speaking up. But I really believe that, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of people are just kind of, I'm not blaming society on this, but they're kind of trapped in the mindset of, I don't want to be the outcast, so I'm not going to say anything. That does nothing for this country. That does nothing for their families. That does nothing for the future of our children. So I truly believe that once this administration is out and we all can breathe, I'm not saying that the Biden Harris administration is going to be perfect. Obama wasn't perfect,
Right.
but it is going to be 1,000 times better
Absolutely.
than what is leaving. So I'm fine with that. I mean, I actually have people come to me and say, well, what if Biden comes in and the Democratic agenda, they're pro-abortion and things like that. And I'm like, well, everyone's saying that Trump is God's anointed and he's going to come in and he's not the person he's not the typical Republican, but yet he just raised hell the whole time he was
Yeah.
in office. But yet he's God's anointed. So you're trying to tell me pray for him, but don't pray that God changes Biden's mindset to not go along with whatever the Democratic agenda is. Why can't it be that way? And it
Right.
really is Republicans and white evangelicals saying that. So honestly, I'm just like, why can't we supposed to pray for your leaders, period, and not
Exactly.
pray for the one you want in office? So why can't we just say he's going to do a great job, and know that we need some peace in this country? So let's pray for our up and coming leadership to do just that. I mean, I will say this: one thing I do like is the fact that they're not even in office yet, and I already see the diversity that's going to be across this administration. I
Yeah.
mean, in Trump's administration, we had Ben Carson, and that's it.
Yeah. Does he count?
Yeah.
Does Ben count? I don't know if Ben counts, but whatever. No,
No,
I can't say
like
that.
no, like
I
I
can't say
said, no, you're right. It was Ben Carson, and that was it.
that.
Yeah, if you want to count that, but I mean, even with look at Harris. I mean, starting from the top,
Yeah.
Harris,
Exactly.
and I don't care what happened in the past with Biden and so forth. I believe that we all get a second chance.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be different if Donald Trump was who he was back in the '80s, and then he changed, but he just got exponentially
Yeah.
worse, since
Yeah.
then. It has no concessions against it. He has no shame. He has no sense of morality, no remorse for what he did or what he's
Hmm.
doing. But at least give somebody a chance to do something different. So
Exactly.
I'm
He's
all for
trying.
that.
Biden's trying. So like
He's trying, yeah. He's
yeah.
trying, and he knows the sins of his past, and he knows that
Yep.
he's done. And honestly, there's gonna be things that we're like, okay, what was that? When he's in office,
Yep.
but it's gonna be exponentially greater than Trump. I mean, anybody from this point is gonna be greater than Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
can't. The country's not gonna go through this again because the majority of us who didn't vote in 2016, the majority who didn't vote because they didn't want to vote for Hillary or
Yeah.
Trump, then now it's like, okay, I'm never doing that again because this is what happened.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
racists spoke up.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it had to happen. It had to happen. So
Yes.
so now with Trump heading out, Biden Harris coming in,
Hmm.
was this transition, the symbolic transition? What did, like, basically, how did this tie into ByeBye Tees? How did the
Yeah.
sentiment of this transition tie into your motivation for ByeBye Tees?
Well, actually, I would say this has been brewing in my mind since 2016, since the election, the campaigning,
Wow.
seeing all those red, MAGA hats, that you see this red. It's crazy how now when you see a red hat, let's just be honest. Back in the day, you see anything red, everything in Crips and Bloods.
Yeah.
That's, that's how I was born.
Yeah.
And now,
Yeah.
now you see red. Was about the red hat, you automatically associate that with the
Yeah.
MAGA hats. Which is in itself is a horrible representation of a red hat. But I mean, it's a powerful example of how one thing marketed correctly can be ingrained in somebody's mind.
Mhm.
So even now, you seen the fake ones, which I love. The red hats.
Yeah.
You read it says made you look,
Yeah.
Black
Made you
Lives
look. Yep.
Matter.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Hmm.
So that's great because they're taking like something that was hurtful, something that has a stigma of being racist and corrupt, and they changed it to make a statement. So like I
Right.
said, for 4 years ago, that really was in my mind about, man,
Wow.
they're wearing this hat, and those 4 words, make America great again, or make America great. Yeah, 4 words, make America great again. It sounds great, but it just brings us so many scars and so much
Yeah.
hatred. So why not do something that can say, I'm not with this?
Yep.
So really, in my heart, I knew this year that there's no way Trump can be here another 4 years. I mean, government officials can cower in the shadows all they want to, but I mean, he can't be here another 4 years. So I'm
Mm.
just like, you know what, with 2020 and COVID especially, I'm just sick of this. And symbolically, going to New Year, it's just something about that historically. Going to New Year, look at the Mayans, you look at, the Aztecs and everyone, coming through the ranks, like the changing of a year is symbolic of a fresh start. Biblically, it's symbolic of a fresh start. So why not just say, I'm saying bye to these things. I don't want a reminder of them. I want a clean slate. And that's really where I got the idea.
That's
Bye to Trump,
that's
bye
awesome.
to 2020 as a whole. There's so many things in 2020 that I can make like 100 shirt ideas for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just as
Yeah.
a whole, collaboratively, just 2020 out the door.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes,
But
that's
Trump
really what I
needed
got
his
the
own
idea.
his own Trump
Oh yeah,
needed his
yeah.
own separate shirt though. Just
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a 4 year shirt in the making. Yeah, so he needed his own. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, man. Why the two current themes of 2020 and Trump?
Yeah,
But you kind of laid it out. Trump needed his own
yeah. He needed
shirt.
he needed his own because that is a whole beast in itself.
Yeah,
So yeah. So definitely, like I said, we are a visual society. I mean, look at Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and everything. We're a visual society. So yes, you can say something out of your mouth, but when you see somebody wearing something, like, wow, I'm with that. Where'd you get this from? I mean, it's a representation of how we feel inside. Because like I
yeah,
said, a lot of times people are scared to say it, but they still want people to see what they're
yeah,
feeling inside. So that's why my motto for ByeBye Tees is mean what you wear. I mean, wear what you mean and mean what you wear. So you're wearing what you mean, and you're meaning what you're wearing is really how you feel inside. Even if you're scared to say it, I'm gonna give you a chance to at least show it.
right.
It's kind of like the fleeting passive aggressive statement.
Yeah,
You're
in
like,
steps,
yeah,
moderation, steps of.
exactly. Can't
Yeah,
say it, but I'm gonna help you at least get your
yeah.
opinion out there at some point.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So it's, and I don't think we'll see a lot of people wearing Biden Harris hats because I saw posts about that. People talking about we're
Yeah.
not really fanatics like that. You can see
Yeah.
Trump's followers wearing that. We
Yeah.
wouldn't wear Biden Harris, but this is kind of like you said, a
It is.
counter cultural symbolicism for people
Yeah.
to make, yeah,
Yeah.
basically like a sign for the culture, basically.
Yeah, that's a great correlation to this as well. Yes, definitely. Like I haven't seen, I don't know about you, but I haven't seen it too many Biden Harris like signs in the yard, except for
Right.
during the election. So I really believe that yes, we may not be as fanatical as the Obama years, because I was thinking about getting a Obama tattoo on my forehead. What I mean? Like we were excited as we should have
Yeah.
been.
Yeah. I mean, but that's
Yeah,
200, 400 years in the making right there, though.
exactly. Yeah, we earned that. We
Yeah.
earned that craziness.
Exactly.
But with this, I mean, yeah, we're excited. But like I said, this shirt and like the shirt in itself is a shirt, yes, but the message in itself it envelops so many things. You're not with Trump. You're not with these past 4 years. You're with change. You're with something new. You're with the change in the guard. It says so much in that. So it's really symbolically meaning that this is what I stand for. Even if I don't have Biden here as plastered across me, when you see this, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I want change.
Yeah, I love that. It's like giving baby steps to people that, bringing them out, making them understand that it's okay to speak up for who you are, giving them a
Yeah, exactly.
pathway. They don't have to jump straight into Malcolm X or Dr. King mode. They can take steps to get there.
Hey, they want to go for it, but but
Yeah.
majority. I mean, you got to think about it. Like I said, we all go, not we all, but most of America goes along with the crowd. And for the past 4 years, people have shut their mouths because the most fanatic people in this country, unfortunately, have been the Trump supporters, and
Mhm.
anybody who speaks against them was attacked. Whether
Yeah.
it's a politician or a celebrity, they were just attacked, and nobody wanted that. And I'm kind of minority in that thinking. So I could care less about somebody
Mhm.
saying something about me. I mean, what are your words going to do to me? You know?
Right.
Okay, you don't like me, or okay, they said something that wasn't true. Eventually, the truth is going to come to the light. So I don't care about all that. But a majority of Americans, I guess, they feel like they have so much to lose that they can't speak their mind. So
Yeah.
yeah, so we definitely need to change that mindset after 4 years.
Absolutely. Well, I know you, along with those many hats you got. This is Saturday. You got to get in some time with the fam, and I'm sure you probably still got other work to do. So I
Never
appreciate you.
stops.
Never stops, nonstop. I appreciate you taking this time. I appreciate
Oh
you
yes,
as a person. I
thank you.
appreciate the vision behind ByeBye Tees. I hope to see these. I mean, we should see these at pretty much every New Year's Eve party. We should see
Oh
these
yeah,
at every inauguration party. Uh,
yes.
so, man, hopefully this ain't the last. We get to speak as well. So
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Look forward to it. And thank you so much for this opportunity. Like I said, it's always great sharing my mind and sharing my vision with somebody who's a visionary themselves. So appreciate it.
appreciate it. Love you, brother.
I love you too, man.
All right, take care.
All right.